Welcome to the Cool Fireman Podcast, a virtual firehouse kitchen table with What's a Rolfie, Unky, Fireman 1231, JDB Cubed, and Fireman Freddy. Let's get to the show.
Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to episode 27 of the Cool Fireman Podcast. We've been going for almost 6 months. Can you believe it? What? We're doing big things here. Well, so hey, little housekeeping early on this episode. We want to congratulate our very own Unky on the birth of his beautiful twin baby girls, Madison and Monroe. Babies are healthy, mom's healthy, everything's going well. New house for the guy, new babies, everything's great, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Unky walking around like a zombie. You'll know why.
Yeah, big old hairy looking fella.
Beautiful baby girls. Oh my goodness. Madison and Monroe. Love it.
Yeah, beautiful names.
Yes.
Beautiful names. So good stuff there. As usual, we're gonna start our podcast off with a moment of silence. I know we lost some brothers recently, and that I know of nearby, and we want to just honor those that we don't know about across the world. And y'all, please join us. All right. Thank y'all for that. All right. Next order of business. Excuse me. I was yelling all day at the softball tournament Saturday, so my voice is a wreck. We want to circle back to our, I was doing a lot of screaming.
It's lower than it normally is.
Yeah, because it hurts. It hurts to talk right now.
Very dog.
That's the live ball. Should say, or not.
That was slick. We'll talk about that in a minute. We want to circle back to our Taylor's Tins promotion and announce the winner. That our winner is Daniel Watson from Winchesterton, Fieldville, Iowa. That's a little jokey joke. He's from Lexington, South Carolina. So Daniel Watson, if you will reach out to us, I don't know if we do have your phone number. If you'll reach out to us, or one of us will be in contact with you, and we'll work it out with Taylor and you. Y'all, you'll get what you want, man. We'll take care of that. We'll pick up the tab on that. So thank y'all for supporting that. Thank you, Daniel, for your purchase. The First Responders Children's Foundation sure does appreciate it. All right.
Thanks for supporting us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, man. We appreciate it.
Dude, how cool was that First Responders Children's Foundation post on Instagram with
Elton John.
Elton John.
Right?
Dude, I was like,
great.
Whoa, that's big time. That's big time. So
I went to an Elton John concert, and I tell you what, he puts on one heck of a show.
I bet. Yeah, that's good.
A buddy of mine sent me a joke that he said, I started to post this, but I figured it was inappropriate, so I'm not going to say it on the podcast.
Oh.
We'll talk about it in private.
Okay. Well, now you left all of our people hanging.
Yeah, whatever. I'll tell you guys. Anyway, so Saturday, I've been trying to pull this playoff for at least a month with my girls, and it worked out great where I had the right runners on. We hadn't talked about it as a team. I'd only talked about it to a few girls. I saw this thing on TikTok, and I'm like, all right, we have to try it. So it worked out great. I had the two girls on that I'd already talked to about it. One of them was on third, one was on second. So the bases are loaded. Bases are loaded, and the batter to plate walks, right? When you get in the 3-ball count, you're like, all right, hey, this might work. So the batter at the plate walks. Of course, that forces everybody around, right? So the runner from third has to go home. So the runner from third takes a few steps off, and she's lollygagging. The runner from second is approaching third, and then they're getting this far apart where the one on third is about 3-4 feet off the base towards home, and the runner from second is now approaching third and touches third. And when she touches third, they both take off a few feet apart, sprinting to the plate. The runner on third has to be allowed to score because she is afforded that base. The runner from second is on her heels, so it's confusion and chaos. The pitcher doesn't realize what's going on. Oh my God, what's happening? She's still holding the ball. She never throws the ball to the plate. There's a ball that was hit foul that's thrown back into play to the catcher to get to the umpire. She tried to tag the runner with that ball, which is not the live ball. Time is never called because the play is still live until that runner from third touches home, right? Because play is still active. The umpire in the field never called time. Boom. We steal a run. I've been trying to do it for a month, and it finally worked out. It was amazing.
That That just like screams shenanigans.
It's just absolutely shenanigans. And we may never get to do it again because now people know about it. But you know what? It worked that time, and it was great. And the reason we did it, we were up 5 at the time. I'm like, all right, well, I can afford to lose the out. You know what I mean? If we get caught with it, we can afford to lose the out. Okay, we're doing pretty well in the game. We're hitting the crap out of the ball. We're playing great defense. I feel comfortable as the person making this call that we can overcome it if we lose the out. You know, not a big deal. And it was great.
I like that in a very similar fashion. You've got somebody at third base, less than 2 outs, and there's a walk, and the batter has to know this going in. It's got to be one of your trusted batters. But that batter gets a walk, and they jog or sprint to first, and they just turn to second.
Yeah.
And go.
Yeah, of course.
And they're whole, and you've got it. It's hard with 12-year-olds, the age of my son, because they don't ever want to get out. They never want to be out. But you have to let these kids know that, hey, we are trading your out for a run. They need to run to second and then stop dead center between first and second. And all the attention goes there. And that guy at third, he's able to basically trot home without anybody paying attention. I love that. I love that play because it's a mental game. It makes you think.
Absolutely. We always preach put pressure on the defense, and that's what everybody should be doing. Anytime you can cause confusion or put pressure on them, you're already winning. You're winning the mental aspect of the game, and that's the hugest part of the game at this level at 12 to 15 years old, 16 years old, whatever. Another one that's a good one, a buddy of mine was telling me about it this morning, is you got to run on for if you're trying to steal a girl or you're not comfortable stealing the base because the catcher's good or whatever. If you're trying to steal an extra base, is you got to run on first or maybe even second, whatever. And the batter, if she takes ball 3, drops the bat like she's got to walk and starts jogging off. And everybody's like, oh, wait, that's ball 3. Well, in the meantime, all that confusion is going on with the batter and the pitcher's like, wait a minute, that's 3. Well, the runner just takes off. And everybody's like, oh, shit, what just happened? Well, they're not paying attention to the runner because they're confusing at the plate about ball 3 or ball 4. Again, you might not get it. You get it but once, but in a tight game where you need to advance that runner, it's a good sneaky way to do that. It's all about the mind game, man. That's where I'm at. So anyway, big things are happening with us. We're expanding our organization. We're adding a 14U team. We're moving up to 16 in the fall with a lot of our current kids. So we're adding a team. So a lot of big things. Sorry, just smack on my microphone. A lot of big things happening up here in the great state of Virginia for us. Well, so what you got, Matt? You got something you want to talk about?
No, I ain't got nothing. I'm just like, whoa. And that's why
all right, man, cool.
Voice is all jacked up today.
So yeah, it's dude. I was screaming Saturday. Yeah. So anyway, so today we're going to just kind of do a recap of what we've got going on. We want to talk about the Taylor's Tens thing. We want to talk about the guests we've had and the guests that are coming and kind of the direction of where we're going with things. And we want to solicit some feedback from you guys about, do you like the guest aspect? Do you want us to do more of where we're just talking and BSing? We kind of want to do a little bit of both. And I think we've kind of gotten in this, I don't want to say a rut, but we've gotten in a routine of having somebody on. And I think we need to split it up a little bit and go back to us BSing about Firehouse stuff occasionally. But what do you guys want to hear? We want that feedback from you guys. We've tried to get some really good guests. We've got the Dear Chiefs podcast coming up. We've got a couple of guys that we're reaching out to about maybe trying to talk about, again, we're talking about fire service related things, usually tools, people who make things for the fire service, anything related to the job. So if you guys want to see more of the guest aspect or have guest recommendations, by all means, submit them to us. If you want to hear more of us just BSing and laughing and joking and making fun of each other and making fun of the funny things in the fire service, happy to do that too. Fred, you're afraid you're trying to buy a car right now. What's up with that?
Yeah, so my wife drives a Grand Cherokee.
This man lives in Detroit.
Yeah. My wife drives a Grand Cherokee, a Jeep Grand Cherokee. We're leasing it right now. And the lease is up in October. We're at about 500 miles until we're out of miles. So
until you're paying a lot per mile.
So Emily and I we're not quite in panic mode yet, but we are. We're flirting with panic mode here. So this morning we were out to a bunch of dealerships, and I think we've narrowed it down to a Volkswagen Atlas or GMC Acadia. Both of them are nice. We saw a really nice, or we test drove a really nice used Acadia that we like. We test drove a new Atlas that obviously getting a new car, you like it. It just is what it is. That's how they get you. The only problem is the car that Emily likes is like $350 over where our budget should be. So, that's hard.
That's a difference in price, $300 a month.
Yeah, oh yeah. So, we might try and see if there's any used Atlases out there, but we were talking to the dealer and he said that people are kind of keeping their Volkswagens. They're not turning them in. So there's pretty low inventory.
Buddy of mine here has one.
Yeah.
He loves it.
I mean, it's nice.
Yeah. And when last time we went to Idaho for Verley's little brother's wedding, that's what we rented. We rented an SUV and they gave us a Volkswagen Atlas and I loved it.
And that's where we're at too, is we need that third row. We need that storage. We have 2 kids. We got an 80-pound golden retriever. We're going to baseball tournaments. My parents have a cabin on the lake. Emily's parents have a cabin on the lake that we drive to. So you pack up for a week. It's hard to kind of shove everything into a Chevy Aveo with all those people. So we've taken I drive an F-150 and we've taken that before and it works. But, we're trying to see if there's something that we can find that's a little more comfortable. So we're going to have to dive into that. We're going to make some Excel spreadsheets today and we're going to, Emily, bless her soul, is amazing at, planning and keeping a budget and accounting for every penny. And I joke all the time that had she not done this and she left me or something, I'd probably lose the house in a week because she has everything set up to be paid on time to the correct person, what week it comes out based on paychecks. She's amazing at that. And maybe I don't give her enough credit. So she's going to listen to this later.
Yeah.
What do you guys have? Because Doug, I just saw your car just got fixed, right? By your buddy.
Yeah. I finally got it back from the shop. I hit 2 deer back in the middle of May. I thought it was 1, but when I came back home, I was going to work that morning. When I came back home the next morning, it was actually 2 smaller deer. So I did a lot of damage, like $4,300 worth of damage to my car. I'm surprised I didn't total it. But yeah, I finally got it back for a whole front clip, brand new front clip on it. Looks good. He did an awesome job on it. Looks great.
Beautiful.
Anybody in the Central Virginia area, I highly recommend 7th Gear Auto Body in Amelia. Show them what.
Well, and that's Matt.
But I love my car. It's a 2012 Camry, and I absolutely love it. I hate to get rid of it. I don't want to get rid of it. I love that car.
Well, and Matt had said, he lives in Detroit. I left that part out. It's being from Detroit. There's kind of like maybe it's not so much anymore, but there was always like a big stigma, like the big 3 are headquartered here and made here and stuff like that. So it's like you drive one of the big 3, and that's kind of the way that it was. And so, looking at a Volkswagen Atlas, it's a really nice car. I don't have anything bad to say about it, but it's like that, you get that like swarmy feeling like, oh, should I be driving a Volkswagen? And I will say,
German's got nothing to do with this, boy.
And I will say it's made by union labor, and I appreciate that. It's, part of the UAW and stuff like that. So, I don't know. It's just, it's all about how you're raised. And around here, it's, you drive one of the big 3. I drove a Dodge Ram for a number of years, and now I have a F-150. So I've been Ford and Dodge, and that's where I'm at. I imagine over on the west side, though, Matt, it's a foreign paradise over there, I'd imagine, eh?
It's good. It's a little bit of everything. This place is a melting pot. Yeah. I mean, people come from all over, whatever. But I mean, there are a ton. just probably like all over the country. There are a ton of F-150s that drive around here. But you drive through, I was just talking about it. We drive through the city to the north of us to get to one of our hospitals, and I'll just say it's Newport Beach, and it I don't care. All you see is Range Rovers and Teslas and Bentleys and whatever else. And I was just like, I looked at my partner and I'm just like, man, this town, man, it's unbelievable. But otherwise, like,
and Matt, you were saying that's where you live, right? That's where you park your Bentley and stuff. Is that?
Yeah. People come and grab it every once in a while, clean it.
You're right.
Make sure it looks nice. But there are a lot of F-150s, but it's a melting pot, to be honest. You find everything. I mean, there's Kias big out here, tons of Kias. But we drive a Chevy too. We drive a Chevy Traverse. The wife does, and that holds the 3 kids and the dog. And dude, that vehicle, I love that vehicle. It drives so nice. It's easy to get 12 hours from here. If you need to, and then I drive the F-150, which we're actually going. We're going camping today for 3 nights, in San Onofre at the beach with everybody at work. So we're gonna have like 8.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna have like 8 trailers in a row on the bluff.
Mobile trailer park.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun. So I got my F-150, but I love driving a truck. Like when I first got hired, I got rid of my truck because it died. I lost a cylinder in it, and I'm like, now what am I gonna do? Well, I went out and leased a Ford Fusion. It was like a hybrid, and I got 55 miles per gallon. My lease cost me like $213 a month, and I was literally filling up once a month, and it was like $15 to fill up. I basically drove that thing free. I loved it, but I hated driving a car. I love driving a truck, and when you don't have a truck, that's when it also feels like, oh, I need to grab some dirt for the gardens. Oh, I need to, grab a refrigerator or whatever. Like, you need to put something in the back of the bed, and you just don't have it. And that's brutal. I hated that. And I did that for 3 years for a lease. But as soon as that lease was up, boom, got leased another F-150, and now I'm back on the road. So
we took it from
Yeah.
I got a Camry, and we've got a 4Runner. Yeah, we got a 4. I love our 4Runner. I would like to get another one. When my daughter turns 16 next year, she just turned 15 last week. So we may end up getting another one at some point. But I just bought a utility trailer, and anything I needed from Home Depot or whatever before we built this house, I would just go get with the 4Runner trailer.
Oh yeah.
But now we're actually selling our RV. My wife's it's sold. It literally was a couple hours. My wife's uncle is actually buying it. He lives in Wisconsin. He's flying down here the 21st to pick it up because the farm is kind of overtaking us. We're not going to use it much anymore. We're Disney Vacation Club members, so when we go to Disney now, we can't use those points at the campground, so we really don't. There's no need for us to waste the money to spend at the campground when we can use our vacation points to stay at one of the nice resorts there. So the farm is overtaking us. We got so many animals now, and we really aren't going to get much use out of the RV. So with that said, I do have my dad's old 89 Dodge pickup. It's going to be, I got farm use tags in the mail the other day to put on it. That's going to be my little farm truck, and anything I need as a little sub stage right in town, and I'll go get what I need.
Maybe I'm not. What are farm tags?
It just lets you there's a certain limit on the mileage that you're allowed to go from the farm, but you don't have to register the vehicle. You don't have to get it inspected, anything. It's literally just, it's made for an off-road vehicle that doesn't travel on the highways very much at all. I don't think you're supposed to get on a limited access highway with them, but it's like 50 miles or something from your residence that you're able to use it. It was always a big deal in the country because everybody had farms, and they had these old beat up trucks or whatever that they would just put around the farm on hauling feed or hay, whatever, to the back 40 or whatever the case was. Or when you needed to go to the feed store or whatever, you'd go up to the southern states to get some feed or some fertilizer, whatever you needed, and come on back. I don't know how much it's being cracked down on or whatever you want to say by law enforcement, but out here in the country, people pretty much know everybody. So they understand that, hey, look, I mean, I know I'm not a farmer. I don't have a registered, like I don't file taxes for a farm or anything like that. But people in the country know that.
Yeah.
And especially with my neighbors across the street, they know that we're constantly back and forth. The people at the feed store know us. The people at Southern States know us. They know our neighbors. Hey, we're picking this up for Kelly and Travis. Okay, no problem. So those people know each other, so they're not going to give you a problem about it.
No.
It's kind of like antique plates. I don't know if y'all states do antique plates.
Yeah, we have a lot of antique plates, but I think there's a year limit in Michigan. Maybe it's
everywhere. Yeah, there is. Yeah, it's 20 years here in Virginia, and I used to have antique plates on that. And basically, all that does is it grandfathers the vehicle in to not have to get inspected every year. But I think that's changing here in the state as well. But again, this truck's never going to. Matt's buzzing.
I think a helicopter just landed on Matt's roof.
No, dude, I gotta sneeze
because he said Newport Beach. It's the guys from Newport Beach coming to whip his ass.
I know we're talking about all that shit like that. Talk about my Range Rover, ass bag.
How dare you call it a Bentley? It's a Bentley Plus.
You peasant driving your F-150.
It is funny though. Like, I don't know if you guys think about this, but as we're driving through, this whatever you see $250,000. There's like Lamborghinis driving. I mean, it's like normal just for like a Maserati just to fly by you, right? But I'm sitting there like driving the fire engine. And I'm like, dude, my rig costs more than that shit, man.
This thing's $500,000, bro.
Yeah, what's your Maserati got on my Pierce?
The community that I work in for the fire department is the number 2 community in Michigan for registered electric vehicles per capita or what have you. And on top of that, Corvettes, Lamborghinis. We have a lot of Rivians. Have you guys seen Rivian?
Yeah, they have a place. They just bought the movie theater downtown where I work. They just bought this whole thing, and it's all going in there. The CEO of Rivian lives in Laguna Beach, like on top of the hill.
Where I was at this weekend, they had a Ford Rivian Chargers. Now I don't know if they're compatible with Teslas and other EVs. I don't know if they're strictly they're agnostic to Rivian devices or whatever. But yeah, it had 4. It clearly labeled Rivian.
They're cool. Have you seen the Rivians? Are cool. I like the SUV
better, aren't they?
Yeah, they have a truck and an SUV. I like the SUV better. The truck's a little small. It's kind of like the size of like a Ranger,
a Canyon or a Colorado or whatever that's called.
Yeah.
I had a Colorado when they first came out, and I loved it.
Yeah, they're sleek looking, but I mean they're just crazy things.
Holy Anna!
I think the new Ford Lightning, the full EV truck, I think it can tow like 15,000 pounds or something crazy. I mean, don't hold me to that number, but it's down. It's something crazy.
Impressive.
Yeah, I mean, but it can only go like
the vehicle
200 miles.
That's my next one that I want. And there is I think it's an aftermarket, but there's a tonneau cover. One of my battalion chiefs at work had put a deposit down for one of the first Lightnings. There's a tonneau cover that has solar panels in it, and it hooks up to it. So you basically, as you are parked, it's charging off of the sun. So you can be like infinitely unplugged, basically, if you get like those options and stuff like that.
That's wild.
And it can, what did it say? It can run your house off the F-150. You can put a transfer switch in. You can run your house for like 8 hours off of that.
Like a generator, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
I did see that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Although I'm partial to the old Lightnings. One of my best friends growing up, his older brother had one of the, I was late 80s, the bullnose Ford, the old OBS square fronted Ford when the Lightning first came out. And he still got it. It was just, 2-door short bed, super, super quick sport truck. Awesome. He still got it. It's only got like 28,000 miles on it. I mean, he never drives. It's legit.
Yeah.
Ross. But hey, on that note, Freddie, you were talking about Birmingham. Birmingham, is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Wherever you work. He is second highest for EVs or whatever. on
In Michigan,
back, going back to the beginning, that one of our guests that we're going to try to get on pretty soon is one of our battalion chiefs who's been doing a lot of research, and we actually had an entire in-service based around EVs. And he's really into that right now. He's been up to New York for a conference or something about it. It's a big deal. It's obviously a big deal in New York because they're having lithium fires all the time. And I think that's the way of the future. I think everybody's finally accepted that batteries they're not going anywhere. Despite the whole fossil fuel versus electric argument, whatever, you got to charge them. It doesn't matter. It's a problem. It's recognized in the fire service, and you bringing that up is something that I want to touch on. That's something we're going to talk about in the very near future.
And you know what's crazy about it is I've seen like articles or what have you that they've got these like Tesla fires, or I'm not trying to throw certain companies out there, but like these EV fires, and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and they can't put it out, so they like bury it. They will bury these batteries in the ground and come back 30 days later and dig it up, and it's still on fire. They've submerged them in like
in dumpsters. Yeah, they put them in dumpsters
or whatever, and they are still on fire when they pull them out. So
yeah, the thermal runaway is something. Again, I don't want to speak for Rick because he's got much more knowledge on this than me, but the thermal runaway, the little bit I got from in-service is absurd. Electricity is one of the things that I hate to deal with, even around my house. I'm a pretty handy fella, but I don't like messing with electricity because it terrifies me. Because we know what it can do. It terrifies me. I don't care if the breaker's off. I'm still terrified. I don't like it. So it's something that we all need to be educated on. So it's definitely a big deal right now.
Heck yeah. We were just talking about that at work. We did some, our shift has been doing simulations. All 4 stations will get together. We'll do some simulations. And the chief came up with it. It was like a row of garages, and it was just a garage fire. And at the very end, we're like, it was all over. And like, anybody have any questions? We're like, okay, hey, now let's do it when the inside that garage is a Tesla. We had that discussion, and a couple of guys brought up some stuff that they had been hearing. And one of them was that they're trying to come out with like this blanket.
Yeah.
And you like basically
I've seen a video clip of it.
Have you? Where you
smother it essentially. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So because you can put copious, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of gallons of water on, it's still not going to go out. But I mean, because they're saying that these batteries are so they're encased. They're basically like, made to keep like moisture and water out.
Right.
Obviously, trying to get it in there to try to cool down the batteries is just, not even like feasible.
You almost treat it like an LP fire where you just try to cool the container and hope for the best. You know what I mean? Almost like a Blevy situation.
And one of the other guys that came up, it's extremely important for us, is decon.
Yeah.
More,
a lot of carcinogens from this stuff, like bad stuff.
Dude, do not go off
your mask.
Do not go off.
Wear your air pack on car fires.
Yeah. You want a quick way to earn yourself some lung cancer or whatever, any other type of cancer. You go on a vehicle fire that's a EV and don't wear your breather.
I got a question for you. Was there anything, I don't know how I'm going to get here to ask this question, but was there anything that surprised you on your very first car fire as a firefighter? Was there anything that was like, holy crap? Because for me, it was like an old Lincoln that we were putting out, I think it was. And I'm doing whatever. And I went across one piece and it like looked like it exploded, and it was because the water hit what, man?
Metal.
The magnesium.
The magnesium
that was in it. And water is super reactive. It was crazy because it was just like a big old fireball, and I like jumped back, and my captain pushed me on the back of my head, and he's like, "Get in there!" I'm like, "It's exploding." He goes, "No, it's not. It's magnesium. Put the fire out, dummy."
Yeah, the magnesium blocks will do that. Jason, I was going to say the same exact thing. When you asked that question, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Nothing really stands out besides that. But I had heard people, "Oh, we have a Class D extinguisher in there, but you're not going to use it," And then I get on. I've used it twice on 2 different vehicle fires.
Really?
Yeah. It puts it out in 2 seconds. You hit it with your water because you like to watch the fireworks for a little bit, and then once your engineer brings you the can, then you just, it's literally like 3 seconds of spray, and that Metal X puts it right out.
I've only had one. It was something with the steering column. It wasn't the block. When we got into the passenger compartment, I was in the front seat that day when the guy a jump seat, got in the passenger compartment and started working up around the dash. And like I said, some kind of component in the steering column. It was a BMW. I don't know what it was, but it's the only time I've ever seen anything spark and arc like that. Other than that, the tires exploding. People think that, oh my God, the car's probably not going to explode. The tires will pop and scare the piss out of you. But yeah, that's
Always approach vehicle at 45 degrees.
You don't want the rods to come out and hit you. The pneumatic, the hood lifts. Shut up. About it. We do it date.
Let the fire out.
It's on fire.
Let the car out.
I don't care about the damn hood rods shooting out. Jesus Christ, we do a dangerous job, for God's sake.
Jimmy, don't you dare go buy that car. Hit it with a deck gun.
We're going to get some bait mail. We're going to get some hate mail
dude.
after this one.
Send it. Bring it. Bring it.
Just, hey, comment on YouTube.
Your tears of hatred nourish me. Shut up.
Make sure you do it on our post so it helps with the algorithm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this.
Hey.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right, let's wrap this thing up, man. I want to talk about we got a little schedule here of things we're talking about doing. Freddie, you got something else? Sorry.
No, that's what I was gonna say is upcoming, just people that I have reached out to that we know that are gonna be coming out. We have real excited about this one. I was excited about the about Frank Viscuso. That's an amazing episode. If you haven't listened to that one, go back and listen to that one. I tell you what, if you don't leave that episode super inspired, then your heart needs to grow like the Grinch. But we have and we're excited about this one, the Dear Chiefs podcast. We are going to do a crossover event, like your favorite sitcom. We are going to record a podcast. We're going to kind of interview each other. Sounds like we're going to post it on both of our spots. They are two wives of firefighters from California. One is municipal, one is Cal Fire. And we are going to bring them in, and we're going to talk about that side of this life that we have is the wives, because we go off for 24, 48, 96, what have you hours, and we count on those significant others of ours to keep everything running, and they do an amazing job, and we want to talk to them about that. Yeah. Go ahead, Doug. What else you got in front of you? Who else we got coming?
Yeah, we're going to try to get Tom from Burn Box on. If you guys aren't subscribed to Burn Box, look into that. Freddie, I know, can give you a little more information on that. So we're going to try to get Tom on. We've been in contact with Paul Combs. Excuse me. He's a cartoonist that does some fire related stuff. I'm sure you've seen his work.
He's dropping his hot rod firefighters today, I think. Hot rod fire trucks today.
We've got there's a lot of stuff listed right here. We're talking about schedules. We're talking about uniform regs. We're talking about that's a hot thing right now, especially with that. I've been following a guy on TikTok. I forget where he works at. I've got it saved in my favorites. So where he's talking about the PFAS stuff in Nomex pants that we wear in the fire station, and that's again big topic to talk about with cancer stuff. Some more Labor Day stuff we got coming up. Obviously, a 9/11 episode. Some good barbecue stuff for the Labor Day weekend. Whether PR is necessary, whether you need a public relations or a social media person, how does social media affect your recruitment and retention, that kind of thing. We actually just put a firefighter in a recruitment spot where that's what he does, is recruit. Obviously, we know recruitment and retention is a big deal in the fire service. So yeah, we got a lot of good stuff coming up, but we want to hear from you guys about whether you want more of that kind of stuff or whether you enjoy the guest or you just a little mix of both. I think, like I said, I think we went maybe a few too many episodes of guests in a row without splitting it up with something like this where we're just talking. Sorry, Uncie's not here today. He's with his wife at a baby checkup appointment, checking on, making sure everything's fine, which they are. Babies are healthy and great, all looking good. And Nicholas sadly cannot be with us today. He is at a glowworm training in Pueblo, Colorado at the Chemical Depot.
This is the first one he missed.
Oh, darn. He's like Carmen Sandiego, dude. It's like, where in the world is Nick Hammond today? Right. You know what I mean? Like that guy disappeared. He's like He hides better than Bigfoot. You know, man, I don't know what's going on with this fella. But anyway,
Hey, you missed
I need to
one
reach
thing.
out to him. What?
We got all that great stuff, but we also have sometime beginning August, we're going to do a live event with the Cool Fireman podcast for the MDA virtual Fill the Boot. So we're pushing that. We're going to get on live. We still need to work out the details. We still haven't worked out the details, but we're going to get on to some sort of live. And I'm most likely thinking it's going to be TikTok just because so if you don't have TikTok and you want to come on the live, I don't know, maybe sign up, but I'm not going to tell you to do that either. But
there's more to TikTok than teenagers dancing, man. All right. It's a humongous platform. Yeah. It's a huge platform. It's so much.
40-year-olds dancing.
Yeah. It's more than that. You know what I mean? Like it's home improvement stuff. It's cooking stuff. There's so many levels to TikTok that, again, it's not what you think it is. So be an adult, make your own decisions. But I need to talk to Nick and let him know that he needs to go to the Meal Stop Cafe in Pueblo, Colorado, and get chicken burritos smothered in green chili. It will change his life. When I lived in Pueblo for almost a year, and oh my God. Anyway, I'll reach out to him about that. Love Pueblo, love Colorado. Still got some kin folks out there.
All right. And do us a favor. Make sure that you are following Rolfie and JDB Cubed and Unky and Fireman 1231 and Fireman Freddy and the Cool Fireman podcast on TikTok. Because recently, with with it being summer, last couple weeks we jumped on for a couple hours, sitting out, by the pool or what have you, and we're sitting there. We're bringing people in. We're just chit chatting with them. We talked. Who was that guy we talked to the other day? Captain.
Yeah, in Texas.
Zach or something like that. In Texas, we brought in somebody from, I don't even remember. We had so many people we were bringing in and chit chat.
Just invite random people into the live and chit chat with them, man. That's what we're here for. We're here to talk shop and hang out and talk BS.
And that's what we'll be doing on the virtual Fill the Boot. Is we're just going to bring in random people, talk to them what we're doing, and hopefully they can give 50 cents, $1, $5,
whatever, man.
$50,
Absolutely.
Whatever they can give, and we'll all the proceeds will go to MDA. So
I would be remiss if I didn't say this about Pueblo. About Pueblo. I know he's gonna give me shit for this. He gives me shit about my TikTok all the time. But my homeboy out there, Greg Selman, bless his heart. We used to live together. I used to work for him. Love the guy to death. He always gives me shit, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention him. What's up, buddy? I'll have Nick look you up if he needs something, all right?
Okay.
So that said, you boys got anything else?
Nope, that's it.
I will talk about, I don't have I've got the ingredients, but I don't know how she made it. My daughter sent me this earlier. It is a chicken bacon chipotle mac and cheese. And I just watched the TikTok and oh my God, I'm going to go to Food Line and probably going to make it tonight because it looks amazing. Anyway, that's it. Again, on TikTok, I get most of my firehouse recipes from TikTok. I'll find something. Hey, that's a great crock pot meal. Let's try this. I'll double the ingredients, whatever. I'm telling you, don't judge it. All right. That's all I got, man. Thank y'all for subscribe to the podcast, all that good stuff. Push it and let us know what you want, man. Comment on either of the YouTube or comment on either of our socials about what you guys want to see, where all of our DMs are open. Just don't slide into them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll put a question on the Spotify. So if you're watching on Spotify, it'll have like a little question. And I think it'll give you a chance to answer. I don't know. We'll see. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, man.
Shift change.
Roll it, Gigi.
Before you leave, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and give these firemen a huge thumbs up. Also, make sure you check out thecoolfireman.com for more. Thanks!